Hi, my name is Mitch, and today I'm going to talk to you about starch retrogradation. I don't know about you, but when I was little, I thought that bread went stale just because all food isn't as good when it gets old. Milk spoils, fruits and vegetables overripen, and bread stales. That's just how it is, right? Well, not really. The reason bread stales is the same reason that day-old rice, pasta, and potatoes become tough and unappealing. Starch retrogradation. But to understand what starch retrogradation is, we need to understand what happens to starch when we cook it first. Starch is a long chain of glucose molecules that plants use to store energy for later use, represented here by the blue hexagons. These chains are stacked on top of each other and they're attracted to each other because of hydrogen bonding, represented here by the yellow rectangles. These stacks are also called granules. When we cook foods, the heat transferred to the food overpowers the hydrogen bonds and the starch spreads out. Water molecules come in and fill this space, hydrogen bonding with the starch chains. This is called gelation and can be caused by water from the outside environment entering the starch granule in the case of moist cooking methods, or from bound water in the plant itself in the case of dry cooking methods like frying. This loosens the starch and makes it bendable and malleable, which is why starchy foods become softer after they've cooked. Starch retrogradation is what happens as these foods cool down after being heated. The starch molecules lose that extra energy and come back closer together. This allows them to reform hydrogen bonds with each other and push out some of the water that entered the molecule during cooking. So now that we understand starch retrogradation, what can we do about it? If there was a way to prevent it, it would lead to our starchy foods lasting longer and being appealing more. I don't know about you, but whenever I make pasta, I tend to make a lot. So it would be nice if the leftovers tasted just as good the next day. The solution really is as simple as reheating the food and adding some water to replace what was lost if necessary. Many additives have also been shown to slow starch retrogradation, including everything from carbohydrates to proteins to enzymes. As long as the additive interferes with the starch's ability to hydrogen bond with itself, it will be effective in slowing starch retrogradation. But starch retrogradation isn't purely a bad thing. Sometimes we rely on it. For instance, have you ever tried cutting into a cake or loaf of bread that is fresh out of the oven? Often it just folds over on itself or falls apart. But if we were to wait 15 to 20 minutes before cutting into it, it would hold its shape much better. This is because there are two types of starch in most foods, amylose and amylopectin. Amylose will be the first of the two to gelate, so it will be the first to retrograde also. Amylose retrograding, while amylopectin is still loosened, is what gives bread its ability to hold its shape while still being pleasant to eat. The amylopectin retrograding is what leads to staling. And that's everything you need to know about starch retrogradation. Thank you so much for listening.